Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another Ringside Heat Elite Report. I believe this is episode five. Five time. We're doing this, and you know what? A little bit more to talk about this week with this episodes of Dynamite and actually Collision. I was able to see Collision, which was nice. So let's just start right off with MJF deciding about what to do with MVP and the Hurt Syndicate. He decides he actually does want to hurt people. Bobby Lashley comes out, disagrees with that. Turns out they're now going to refocus because Big Bill and Brian Keith, they come out. You know what? Big Bill's been doing really great a lot lately. The merchandise based off of what Tony Schiavone said, Too Much Man, is absolutely hilarious. He's got a t-shirt now. He's been doing great, but going toe-to-toe with MVP, just he's not there yet, but he's getting there. He's getting there. And, you know, I think it's great. So that was nice. Basically, they're apparently him and Brian Keith, they're going to be the next up. Bounty Hunter, they're going to be the next up. But they've got to prove themselves first. You know, it kind of reminds me of what MJF did with his opponents previously. They have to prove themselves, but it's not as annoying as the way he did it. It kind of makes sense the way MVP sells it. So these two need to prove themselves. So who knows? I don't know if they have time to do that in time for Dynasty. I'm not sure if that's really a thing, but you know what? There's not really another built-up tag team right now. So we'll see what goes from there. Next up, Tony Storm, now teaming with Thunder Rosa, is going to take on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford later in the night. So let's see. I'm not sure if I'm allowed. Oh. Thunder Rosa thought the team name should be Thunderstorm. She even had some merch made. Tony had another idea. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it here on Ringside Heat, our YouTube channel here, so I'm not going to. But you know what? Comments below. Tell me which one you like better. I think I know the answer, but, you know, what the hell. Okay, so now, getting on, we're just skip ahead to the match that they had. Everyone is kind of getting elevated just being around Tony Storm. Now, not to say Thunder Rosa necessarily needed it, but I would argue, to get her momentum back. She was gone for a while, various reasons, nothing wrong with any of those reasons, whatever. But she's back now, but in the main title discussion, at least in the scene, she's not going after Tony Storm or anything just yet. But, you know, I believe she's one of the many. A lot of women have already put themselves in the Owen Hart Cup tournament, whatever they call it. It's been called several titles or several different names throughout the show. I've got a list later. We'll go over that. Anyway, so everyone's kind of getting out. Even Penelope Ford, she's getting much needed TV time, which is great. Let's hope she's able to run with it. She's Megan Bayne's crony right now, but hey, that's fine. Megan Bayne throwing F5s to everybody. Megan Bayne looks like a credible threat to Tony Storm at Dynasty. So anyway, everyone's getting a nice little push just being around Tony Storm. So love to see it. I guess not surprising, but great to see Brody King versus Kyle Fletcher. The crowd absolutely ate this match up. They were in it the whole time. They loved the both of them. It's clear to see that both of these guys can very easily have very successful singles careers in AEW. I hope they do. So it would be good to see Buddy come back and maybe them do some more tag team things. Two of them versus the Hurt Syndicate. That would be pretty amazing too. But again, nothing wrong with them going after these singles pushes. Great match. The Don Callis look-alike in the crowd was hilarious. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. So the next thing I'm going to cover here, I think we definitely have an answer as to what the hell that street fight was about. That rematch, the very next 3 days later rematch, redo. Is the seeds of the breaking up of Rated FTR. not coming across yet as a dramatic thing as they want. Obviously, they're now setting up to go after the trios titles at Dynasty. What we saw and what we're going to see on Collision, this, I guess that's what it's for. It's the catalyst for that split. Christian hasn't been on TV since for at least a week now. So, the patriarchy is doing stuff on their own. So I don't know exactly how they resolve Adam number 1 and Christian Cage's relationship. So we'll see. I don't know. But Edge is now off the AEW World Heavyweight train, which is fine. Swerve's in there now. So that's when, and well, speaking of next, Swerve and Mox face to face. This was a fantastic interaction. Another challenger of Mox's that's not afraid, which is great. Kind of putting Mox in his place a little bit. So that's continuing. And even though I know Swerve is also not an AEW original, he's a former champion. Obviously, they're a lot longer than Adam Copeland has been there. It makes more sense that he's there more or less to defend AEW, but much more to the reason putting Mox in his place going, I'm actually the most violent person here. So you play one on TV. I am that person. So I thought that was really good. Again, the continuous teasing of Willow Nightingale versus Marina Shafir. This match, I know there's a mixed tag match coming up on Dynamite next week. This match has to have, I don't know if even Dynasty is too soon. I love how, I guess, very interested and almost even amped up to see these two actually fight finally, because they keep teasing it over and over and over again. And again, did a great job doing that again this week. So yeah, the mixed tag match next week, obviously that's going to be enough. If they can even keep teasing it and leave it until All In or something, make it an even bigger kind of finally these two beat the crap out of each other. I don't know. But that build has been really great. I really enjoyed that. So, yeah, I think a much more solid Dynamite than the immediate aftermath from Revolution. So it's been a nice little build up. And, yeah, I mean, Dynasty's looking like another stacked. I'm interested in, as far as I can tell, every match that's been made. I think that's only 5 so far again. We'll cover that. But first, let's get right now into Collision. Let's just keep it rolling with Toni Storm. Another amazing Toni Storm promo. Yeah, I think the one-liners, I don't think I should really repeat here. Go watch it. Go look at it for yourself. Yeah, I'm continuing to be very interested in this match, even though Megan Bayne is an absolute newcomer, more or less walking into the title. But like I said before, had great matches with Statlander and Thunder Rosa, where she looks like $1 million and attacking Toni Storm and all the way, and Toni Storm also selling her. So, yeah, it looks pretty great. Athena, finally, in AEW. I know she's the forever champion down at Ring of Honor, but at least on TV, I'm just as bad at watching Ring of Honor as I'm bad at watching NXT. I know that. So, yeah, if you're a regular listener, viewer of Ringside Heat Radio, our radio show every Wednesday, and you're new every Wednesday, yeah, I've notoriously bad at not being able to keep up with NXT. I'm just recently watching WWE again. NXT is just, it's a lot of wrestling, folks. I watch all of AEW's. I'm kind of glad Rampage isn't around anymore. It's less that I have to watch. But yeah, so it's, yeah, I'm glad to see Athena's there. So I'm very interested. I don't know if this will turn into a match even for Dynasty. Did it turn into a match for Dynasty? At least not yet. Not that I've seen so far, just 5 matches. So yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, also are those 2 different belts that Athena has? Remember when it was fine that you just had 1 belt and that maybe you displayed it? Just a little, the briefcase thing. Yeah, everyone has to be a belt collector now. I don't know if I should blame the Hardys or Kenny Omega for that. Or I'm sure there's somebody that started that kind of thing before them as well. Let me know. But yeah, everyone has to have 15 belts. So to me, that's just more like a video game thing. That's something you could do in a 2K game, But anyway, Yeah. So next up, of course, then we have another match we've seen a couple times. It's Adam number 3 and Daniel Garcia have a face-to-face. Because sure, why not? Let's do face-to-faces on both shows this week. Yeah, all right. So they're going to do another match, and this time there's no goons at Ringside. There's not going to be a time limit this time. Still, I'm just not that interested in the TNT Championship with Daniel Garcia. I don't know how much more interested I would actually be into it with Adam Cole. With his time off, really has lost a lot of momentum for me. And I know him and MJF had to not be near each other because they need to move on with their stories. So that's fine. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see Kyle O'Reilly is undisputed, and Roderick Strong is always awesome. So, I mean, that's good that they're little factions there. And, the other two can stay on Ring of Honor. They don't have to double book all the time now, which is fine. But, yeah, with the TNT Championship, they need somebody to kind of inject a little bit more into that division for me and not just having this is their third match, I guess, now. So, yeah, I'm not even sure. So, as long as it's a conclusion at Dynasty, sure, I'll go for it. I know it's going to be a good match. I mean, that's not in question, but it's just the other half of pro wrestling is I have to care that it's happening, right? So, again, my one opinion, right? But anyway, so next up, then we have Dax versus Wheeler Yuta. So yeah, very frustrated as we can see Dax is with kind of everything, saying he lost focus because they stopped to help Edge. I mean, Adam Copeland, Sexton Hardcastle, whatever his name is. And so then the upset win, because Wheeler Yuta will always be the upset win, I think. He went for a hug for Claudio. Claudio just looked at him like, I'm still not sure what they're doing with this guy. Is he brainwashed? Is he not brainwashed? I mean, does anybody really care to unbrainwash him? I don't know. But so then the shock twist, Cash is done with him now. So this trios match for the title, the trios title match, is not going good at Dynasty. I'd be absolutely shocked if they win. And then the biggest thing on Collision, I still think of the night, is the return of Jamie Hayter facing Billy Starks. Billy Starks looks great in that match. She did really well with Jamie Hayter, I think. It's great to see Jamie Hayter back. Whatever it actually was, visa problem. She was off for a while, or maybe she just got the time. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. She's back now. It's fine. Everything's fine. So yeah, it was great. It was a great match. If you've been following Billy Starks, unlike me, at Ring of Honor, check out the match. I can only assume she's been getting better and better. The last time I saw her, before she fought Mercedes, was a little while ago, and I think she's already a lot better. So, yeah, great match. Jamie Hayter in a main event, nothing wrong with that. So that was real good. Okay, so what we've got so far going into Dynasty, we've only got the 5 matches so far. So first off, no particular order, International Championship 3-way, Kenny Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball Mike Bailey. I got 2 Canadians to pick from, so it'd be really interesting if Ricochet won. It'd be even more interesting if Omega actually loses. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the Young Bucks will come back and interfere somehow. But would that even make sense? That wouldn't even make sense. So it'd have to be some kind of really compelling story thing to have Omega lose, tell you the truth. AEW World Champion, Mox and Swerve. I think Mox should keep the belt and lose it at All In. I would have almost wanted to have this Swerve match at All In because Swerve to be the one to dethrone him. So if Swerve doesn't do it, do they keep it rolling to All In? Which, I mean, would be fine as long as their matches don't go like Swerve and Hangman matches did, which I did not enjoy at all. If you go back to see any of the reaction ones, my opinions I've said before on the radio show, I hope it doesn't turn into that, and it doesn't need to turn into that. Why would you do the same thing with another person? Even though the way Mox can do fights, and we've seen Swerve do these so kind of death matches, near death matches kind of thing. I don't want that, so hopefully it doesn't. Then, of course, we've got the AEW Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne. Trios Champion, like I said before, Death Riders versus Rated FTR. Well, not to get too far ahead, I'd be surprised if Bayne won. But it'd be to walk in and already get a title. I don't know if you want to do that just yet, but I don't know. We'll see. Trios, if Death Riders lose, that's just weird. I think it's just weird. I think the downfall of all the Death Riders have to be at the same time, and it should be at All In. And just do that. I think it'd be fine to kill the faction for a little while and let that happen at All In and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. And then, of course, we have the Ring of Honor World Championship, which is now turned into the title versus Bandito's Mask. So, I mean, that's interesting. They have been doing great. Bandito's a fantastic wrestler. I like what him and Jericho have been doing, the whole thing with gravity and all that kind of thing. I found that interesting as well. Yeah, I know. Jericho should retire, whatever. He's still putting eyes on Ring of Honor World Championship. I prefer if Ring of Honor just didn't need that pull, but they got some work to do, right? So that's fine. But again, I'm also saying that as I'm only seeing Ring of Honor through Dynamite and Collision. So I could be extremely wrong about all that. Let me know if I am. And then finally, of course, as I talked already a lot about the AEW TNT Championship, Garcia Cole, sure, but make it more interesting than it is right now, to me at least. Anyway, so far with the Owen Hart tournament, love the Owen Hart tournament, Owen Hart Cup tournament thingy. Winner gets a nice cool belt and, of course, a shot at a title. And I assume everybody will just go for the top titles, but who knows? So anyway, we've only got declarations. They're going to be showing brackets on Wednesday. We all love brackets. But yeah, so far for the men that have already said they're going to be in there, we've got Will Ospreay, we've got Adam number 4, and we've got Jay White. Those are the only 3 so far. A lot more women are throwing their hat, throwing their name in the ring, name in the hat. So that's Mercedes Moné. She wants a 5th belt because you got to have 2 on each arm and then 1 around the waist. So now, which one will she put around the waist? It's got to be the AEW World Championship, right? But that's the big conundrum now. Will she keep the TBS Championship around her waist? Because that's the title she's made popular again. Still Julia Hart. Or would it be the world title? So that'll be an interesting development. But so Mercedes Moné, Athena, Billy Starks, should be an interesting match where it'll be Athena versus Billy Starks, I'm sure. Jamie Hayter, of course, Chris Statlander, and Thunder Rosa as well. Already the seeds for the breakup between Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa, which I think is fine. I just knocked over my little Roman Reigns figure. Sorry, Roman. Sorry, my tribal chief. Yeah, so that's what we've got this week. Like I say, a bit more to talk about this week than last week. So yeah, a little bit more meat on the bones. But so far, even with the 5 matches already set for Destiny, even with the TNT Champion match, it's looking like yet another solid pay-per-view from AEW. It's a streak that started last year, pretty much the beginning of last year to me. The odd blip with, just how some of them ended. But all bangers so far this year for me anyway. So join me. I will be doing a live reaction. We're still pinning down who is going to be joining me on that, but it could very well just be me by myself and any of our lovely regulars that do show up for my reactions for AEW especially. And then, of course, a couple weekends after that. I know I'm talking about the other place, but I'll be doing Mania as well. My return to WrestleMania this week. But first off, Dynasty. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, thanks everybody for stopping by. Bye, guys.